So I pulled the cards. There was a short recording that froze just as I pulled all the cards. So I will post that, and but here's the read of the cards. So you can see the actual pull, or if you know what I'll do, I'll post this video, and if you want to see the actual pull of the cards, you can reference that, or you can direct message me for that, and I'll send it to you. So yeah, delays are over. Many things are happening at once. And by the way, so you didn't see this part because I talked about it in the other video. Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. That's what we're using today. So yeah, there's lots of energy, lots of fire, lots of impetus to kind of like move forward with the things that we've been planning for some time, the commitments that we want to make, the commitments towards the projects that we want to move forward with. All of the planets are in forward motion right now. I think they start turning. The first one to start turning retrograde is, I think, on May 6th, and that will be Pluto. But he's already slowing down. So the planetary retrograde march will start with Pluto, and then I think it's Mercury towards the end of May or June, and then it's Neptune. So, and they'll kind of progress from there. But all of the planets have been in forward motion for some time now. And so when they're in forward motion, we're wanting to obviously move all of our projects forward, especially when there's nothing retrograde right now. Anyway, so so now these commitments. So the number 8 is a number of commitment. And if you turn it on its side, it's the infinity symbol. So, these are commitments that we want to make for the long term. These are long-term projects that we want to commit to. And so there's a lot of things on deck and a lot of ideas that we have and a lot of approaches that we want to take, a lot of actions we want to take to start to move things forward. So this card came up. These cards actually all came up together, and you'll see that if you do want to look at the read. However, we also have with that the 4 of Air, which is time to rest. And I talked about this in the live poll about how it's really important to recognize that there is this kind of there might be this push to make a decision and to act, but it's still important to slow things down. The 7 of Wands came up in yesterday's reading, and that was also inviting us to kind of look at give us the opportunity. And the Hermit came up a couple of days ago with the Queen of Pentacles. So even though there is a lot of let's do stuff now, we really do need to consider our own, we really take the time to consider, because anything that we really want, anything that is, this type of commitment that you feel really passionate about needs to also have this element of air. And I keep seeing how we have fire and air coming up. And air is a requirement of a fire. We have to think things through. So I had put that acronym up for think in yesterday's commentary. And then that acronym for pause is something I'll put in today's commentary, which is pause being, the P is postpone, A is for action, U is for until, S is for serenity, and then E is for enters. Pause until serenity enters. So when we feel good about a decision that we're making, or an action, or a project that we're going to move to the next level, we have to actually, really do take the time to assess how we feel, look at various, anything that we feel that passionate about and that we love so much has to absolutely take, we do need to take the time. We can't just be rushing willy-nilly. There is the time to do that. We have the Knight of the Wands come up, right? And then we have the Sun, another fire element, but with Archangel Uriel. So let's ask Archangel Uriel, happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. So, moving forward without fear, but by pulling in, taking the time, pacing yourself is not a bad thing. And then to take the time to understand, again, why am I kind of dragging my feet here? That's valid information. Is it fear? Kind of taking the time to understand that this is the central card of the reading that came up. And then you've got this Archangel Uriel, the Sun. So this is this is moving towards the Sun. This is conducting our life always in a way that we feel good about, that we feel is lively, no matter what the weather might be. It's here in Washington, D.C., it's been overcast for the past couple of days, but the Sun can be available whenever we are, moving forward. And the only way that we're going to move forward in a fearless manner is if we are pulling in spirit, we are taking those times to meditate and to really, and the 4 is a number of belonging, knowing where we belong. It's a structure. It's kind of structural type of thing. You know, like kind of, you know, putting things into a bit of a container. It can't just be this fire running amok, because then that kind of thing isn't going to have the kind of stamina that we want for the long term for the things that we love. So I think I'm going to pull a card from the Gemstones and Crystals deck, just to give us, and I'll also post a little bit about Archangel Uriel. Oh, cool. Yeah, and Amber comes up. Amber's one of the Archangel Uriels, and I happen to be wearing my Amber today. And the King of Coins is at the bottom of the deck here. So we're going to let that come out. King of Coins is going to know how to take his time. He's going to be working in a very grounded way towards, he knows how to cultivate and have that kind of stamina that creates this type of wealth and abundance. And Amber is the stone of Archangel Uriel. I will post some things about Archangel Uriel so you can maybe call in upon him in order to support, you know, some of the decisions, the decisions and the actions on the commitments that we want to make today. Is there another card from the crystals that wants to come out? No, I don't think there is, actually. I'm not feeling it. I think this is exactly the card that we needed today, and the fact that it is the card, the stone of Archangel Uriel, I think that's enough for us today in order to, to move forward in the ways that we want, in the ways that make us feel good, and the ways that, you know, where the sun shines on everybody, right? Because even when it's behind the clouds, it's still shining. So, you know, let's make our actions be ones that make make ourselves feel good, and everybody around us as well. Inspiring. All right, I love you. Have a wonderful day. This will be on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Comment, like, share, subscribe. That's what gets the messages out to the people who need to hear it. Directly share it to somebody who you think needs to hear this. And if you want your own private message, or you want the link to the live pull of the cards, I can send that to you. Just direct message me on any of those platforms. Thank you so much. Have a great day.